Radio. The show right now is Help, Hope, and Healing with Kim Milberg. I am Kim Milberg, and I am the CEO and founder of Leave None Behind Ministries. And today we're having a really different show. I have invited Sherry Otzenberger she's a representative of Relive International, a great company located here in the St. Louis area. It is actually located in the Chesterfield area in Boone's Crossing, and it's been there for quite a while. Sherry has been with Relive for 11 years, and if just right off the start, her website is yourabundantlife.relive.com. And so we are going to jump right into talking to Sherry right now. And Sherry, how are you doing today?
Hey, good morning, Kim. I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me on your show.
No problem. I'm glad to do it. Thank you for being on, and thank you for helping me get started on this path. I met Sherry at a networking group, and then she introduced me to the general manager, Scott Papa Bear Owen, he is the general manager of Ferguson, USA Hot Talk Radio. And so the rest is history, and that's how I started with the radio show. Sherry, so I want you to tell us all about Relive International. What does Relive International actually do?
Well, I'm always excited to share that because, like you said, Relive International's world headquarters is here, actually in St. Louis, Missouri. And they're a research company. They do research in food science, and they're a world leader in nutritional epigenetics, it's called, if you haven't heard about that. So to break that down, their scientists research all the components working in synergy that help the cells perform at their best, and then how components in the cells turn off switches for chronic diseases. And Relive's mission is to nourish our world in body, mind, and spirit.
Okay, so that is something that I've talked about on this show before, that the best nourishment we can get is being aware and focusing on nourishing our bodies at the cellular level, not nourishing our bodies mentally like, okay, I'm going through this coronavirus stuff. I want to have comfort food to make myself feel better. You're going to feel better when you start nourishing yourself at the cellular level. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's true. And, when we say body, mind, and spirit, the body is so complex and everything is working together.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a little overwhelming because most of us know fairly well about what foods might actually be good and what foods might be bad, and what activities might be good and what might not be so good, even down to getting enough sleep, 6 to 8 hours, they recommend. Of course, with kids, that's more depending on their age. But you know what? It's pretty overwhelming, and even when we're trying at our best, it truly is impossible to get everything the body needs in a balanced way. And the American Medical Association acknowledges that in today's world, with the way foods are being grown, the lack of the nutrients in the soil that aren't as nutrient-rich as they used to be 50 years ago, they said it's just impossible for us to eat enough. And then that balance, because the body all works in harmony, and that's really one of the areas of research that Relive excels in, and that's, why we see the body healing at much higher levels, because that's how the body works. It doesn't work with just one ingredient.
Mm-hmm.
It takes nutrient. We put food in our mouth, we eat it, the body knows what to do. It breaks it all down, and it puts things where they're supposed to go. Now, recognizing, obviously, I'm not a scientist, but, in just layman's terms, we don't really stop to think about that a lot of times. So, Relive's tagline is nutrition made simple,
Mm-hmm.
life made rich, because of that research that makes them so different. You've got to have all the components working in harmony to help the cells work at their best, and that's where the research started. And it also has to be in a format that the cells can utilize. So it's pretty complex stuff, but they make it easy for us.
What you said about nutrition isn't what it was 50 years ago. Sherry, that is so true. In the studying that I do, I've learned that over the last 50 years, the 48 contiguous states in America are now all zinc deficient in their soil. Zinc is imperative for cellular repair, but is also absolutely imperative for mental health. So if we are not getting the proper nutrients, we're going to have trouble mentally, physically, even emotionally. So, like you said, it's all complex, but it all ties in and it all works together. And I think that's really amazing. Okay,
It
so
does. So
again,
right.
I got another question for you. So, a lot of businesses get started with an idea or a vision. Was there an inspiration behind Relive International, and when did they get started?
Oh gosh, yes. It's actually an incredible story. This brilliant scientist, Dr. Theodore Kolobris, he had several PhDs in many areas. He did the original research after World War II. He was a veteran. He served in World War II in the Army as a combat medic and a paratrooper. But he was shot down by enemy fire and he had shrapnel on his back.
Oh,
And
wow.
he was told that he would never walk again. You know, it was a very difficult time for him. But Dr. Ted was an amazing man, and he truly wanted to make a difference for mankind. And surely he thought, if there's something I can do to help myself, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Dr. Ted had the inspiration that, look, God designed the body to heal, and he thought all systems are made of cells. So he decided he was going to research what are all the components working together that help a healthy human cell perform at its best, because his philosophy was, if you've got all the components to help the cell work at its best, then the body is going to heal at its highest levels. And so he did that research funded by the World Health Organization for over 10 years.
Wow.
There was over 800 formulations, I understand. But at the end of all of that, he had an incredible impact on his own situation in his body. His body was able to heal enough where he was able to get up out of that wheelchair and walk with 2 canes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then eventually one. So he knew, wow,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it was just amazing. But as a scientist, he was really trying to share with people what he had done and the impact that he found when he met Bob and Sandy Montgomery. He was at a nutritional symposium, and they were so impressed with his work. And obviously what happened for him, they
Right.
got their whole family started. And, and they kept in touch with Dr. Ted, continuing to take his formulation, became really great friends. Then Bob was diagnosed with a serious brain tumor. And the doctor said it was probably there from birth, but it was in a place where it needed to come out. And he told him that his outcome was going to be very dependent on the health of his body going into surgery. And so Bob thought, well, gosh, I've been taking Dr. Ted's formula here for a couple of years, and, I pray that is going to be the thing that's going to really help me.
Mm-hmm.
So he did. He had incredible results after that surgery, an amazing recovery beyond anything the doctors could have asked or imagined. So it was at that time that, that Bob had already retired very young in the insurance industry. He had done very well. He had a horse farm raising his family with his wife. But, he said to Dr. Ted, I really didn't have thoughts about a business, but he said, I really want to help you get this formula out to help people. And I would love to, to have a mission where we could make a difference. And that's when they started Relive, Kim. It was 1988, so 31 years ago.
Okay.
Almost, yeah. And now the vision is just so much bigger. We're in 17 countries.
Wow.
We have a humanitarian mission in Dr. Ted's name that nourishes over 35,000 families in need around the world daily
Mm-hmm.
in 9 countries. And we definitely want, we just want to make such a bigger impact. There's such a greater need. But the amazing thing, too, is that in the beginning, it's amazing how all these brilliant scientists came together, because Dr. Carl Hastings, who had his PhD in food science, he came to work with Dr. Ted right at the beginning. Incredible research, incredible developments. They're always taking a look at what's being uncovered in the world in their own research. And then Dr. Alfredo Galvez came on the scene, who discovered Lunacin when he was doing cancer research at University of Berkeley, California.
Mm-hmm.
Discovered Lunacin a little over 20 years ago. And then I think it was about 12 years ago, I'm not sure if that's exactly right, but he asked Dr. Carl Hastings to come and further research on Lunasin with him because he knew Dr. Carl Hastings in the industry and his incredible experience. And he built the Missouri Plant Science Center right here in Missouri.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so that's where they furthered this research, made great strides, and it's just been incredible. And now Lunasin is being researched all around the world.
Okay. Well, you brought in about Lunasin and about Dr. Galvez, and I just want to tell our listeners, if you're interested in hearing more from Dr. Galvez, you can actually look him up. He's got videos up on YouTube. I know I've been watching a couple of them lately. And he's really interesting to listen to. And he doesn't talk so much over your head that you cannot, the layman cannot understand it. But Sherry, so you've been doing this for 11 years. You've been involved with Relive for 11 years. What kind of impact have you personally seen for people?
Wow, it's just been so incredible. And, I really want to make it clear to the listeners that Relive does not claim, to treat or cure anything.
Mm-hmm.
It truly is the body's incredible ability to heal. And we are not taught that. We aren't exposed to that. Many times we're, just taught to be more reactive. And so for me personally, it was such an incredible result that I had because I was diagnosed with asthma.
Mm-hmm.
And let me back up for a second because I was taking supplements, and I was, in my head, I'm thinking, okay, I'm taking a handful of needs. And in my own head, I'm thinking, and I don't know how these all work together.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know
Right.
if one could be bad with the other one. So that's what was going on in my head. So when I started learning about how, Relive did this research on all the components, Dr. Kalogris's original formulation had 72 different components. So all your protein, vitamins, minerals, amino acids, phytonutrients, all the enzymes, all these things working together so that the cell can work at its best. And when I heard that, I was so excited because I was like, that's what I wanted. That's what I want.
Mm-hmm.
So I know at the end of the day, maybe I might have had a good day in eating and exercising or whatever, and another day, not so good,
Right.
But I know at the end of the day that my body got optimal nutrition to nourish my cells, and it's utilizing that. And so but I still didn't have any idea, Kim, how it was going to help me. I was diagnosed with asthma as an adult and told that I would use inhalers the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
I was not willing to accept that. I was really worried about the side effects of steroid inhalers, and also the fact that I thought, yeah, but I'm not really helping whatever's causing this problem.
Right.
I can't breathe.
You're not getting to the root of the problem. You're treating the symptoms, but you're not treating the actual problem.
Right, exactly. So, but then a big part of what we do in Relive, we don't have a consumer mentality right from the beginning. Bob told Dr. Ted, who was getting ready to, he has a patent on this formulation, and Relive has multiple patents, I think over 10 now, but there's clinical research and all these things. But he said, Dr. Ted, people will have no idea what they have in that can. Mm-hmm. You're going to need people to educate them and walk alongside them on their journey. And Bob was very passionate about creating an opportunity for people who have a heart to help others, to do that and also be able to bring income in for their family. And so, I was always very open to that idea, but when I got started on the formulation, so that's what they did. People walked alongside me. They helped me understand what to expect in the healing process. They were kind of monitoring how my body was responding, changes that I was noting, if I was or wasn't. And that helped me to learn. And I met other people that got off their inhalers, and I was so excited.
Oh, wow.
And that was my goal. Mm-hmm. And that is what happened for me. But it took some time. And if I didn't have that community of support educating me and knowing what to expect, then I may not have taken the products correctly to get the best results, and I might have quit.
Okay.
And, so it was really helpful for me. But in 3 months, I reduced my inhaler in half. Another 3.5 months, I completely got off my inhaler, and I haven't used the inhaler now for over 10 years. So
Wow.
I am so grateful. But, I mean, I've been using the Relive products for 11 years, and I don't know all the things that I've avoided.
Mm-hmm.
And I have met thousands of people all around the country, and like I said, even the world at our international conferences. And really, what you see is life-changing impact. And if people only knew, the power of what the body could do and what makes Relive so special, that every day they can get these optimal nutrients that are all researched to work in harmony so the cells can perform and your bodies can thrive in the healing process day by day by day. And
And
it's just so exciting to see that.
And Sherry, you had told me that one of the great things about Relive is, like you said, they have people who come alongside you who encourage you. They share their testimony. They share, what they've been through before and what they're going through after. And you actually have somebody that you have online with your phone, and she's going to share her son's story. And for all those who are listening out there, I know I've invited a lot of firefighters and police officers to listen, and her son is actually a firefighter, and he had some pretty life-changing results from Relive. So, Sherry, do you want to have Glenda come in?
Yes, I've got, I'm going to get her. Just give me 1 minute.
Okay, all right. So, thank you all for listening. This is Help, Hope, and Healing with Kim Milberg. I'm Kim Milberg. I'm the founder and CEO of Leave None Behind Ministries. You can find me at www.leavenonebehindmen.org. Excuse me, .com. It used to be .org. It's .com. LeaveNoneBehindMen.com. And I've got lots of information up there. I have a teaching ministry, and my teachings are all listed on my website. I've got one on prayer, one on an incredible organizational program that teaches you how to organize your mind before you organize your life. And all my teachings are only $35. Unless you do the program where you get all my teachings, that's only $200, and it entitles you to everything on my menu and everything that I'm going to produce in the future too. I'm also going to be running a special right now, just because of so many people are so just really struggling and really not sure what to do next because of the coronavirus. So I'm going to be running a special on my program called Be Unstoppable, and it's usually $35, and I'm going to drop the price to $25, and I can send you an e-copy. So, all right, that's all for my little commercial. All right, Sherry, have you got Glenda with us?
I sure do. Thank you so much, Kim. And Glenda, I am so grateful for you taking a few minutes to share a little bit about your journey, how you got started with Relive, why you did, the impact for your family, and particularly your son, who did go on to become a firefighter at some point. Now he's grown and has his own family and children. This is a big way that we can help people understand the power of what is possible in our bodies to heal. And we are so privileged and grateful to share these stories to give other people hope. So, Glenda, thank you so much for coming on today and sharing a little bit about your Relive journey.
Oh, I'm so happy to, Sherry and Kim. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Relive certainly has been a huge part of just such an incredible life change for us. 12 years ago, actually this month, was when we initially heard about Relive, and I had been at that point praying for several months for something that we could do to help my son. I do have 5 children, 4 girls, 1 son, and he had actually been born with an extra half vertebrae in his back. And so that's what caused his spine to curve, and he developed scoliosis. So he did begin wearing a back brace at the age of 2. He underwent a fusion surgery at the age of 6. That was quite grueling. He suffered a lot in that surgery, and then continued wearing a brace as he grew. But by the time he was 15, he was starting to have quite a bit of pain, and at his annual x-ray that year, the doctor said, oh my goodness, we need to get in there and do another surgery. We need to put the titanium rods down either side of his spine. And I did not feel good about that at all, so I declined. I told the doctor I needed some time. He said, well, whatever you do, you need to do it quickly, because the rate at which he's growing, that the progression could get very serious pretty soon. So that's where we were when we initially heard about Relive in March of 2008. And a friend called me up and said, Glenda, you have got to hear some of these stories. And so that's what I did. I started meeting people over the phone. And yes, I heard scoliosis stories, but just any kind of issue you can imagine, people's bodies were producing results with the Relive products. And I was very impressed. I've always been into alternatives. I've supplemented my whole adult life, grown my own garden, been as proactive as I knew how to do for my family, but I had never heard of anything producing results like what I was hearing with Relive. So I got pretty excited and actually, obviously wanted to know more about the company. I saw the compensation plan, and I was so impressed with the people I was meeting, the quality of the people, just their integrity, everything that I was hearing, as well as the longevity of the company. I actually joined the company as a distributor before we'd even tasted the products, and that was pretty exciting because we got the whole family started at the same time, and then I was able to start reaching out and sharing this hope with others right away. But for our son, right away, what I noticed is that his color improved, his energy picked up. 3 months consistently taking Relive, he was out of pain. 7 months on these products, we took him back for another x-ray, and the doctor said he no longer needed that surgery. And I have to tell, I broke down crying right there in the doctor's office. I was so incredibly relieved. Just to hear him say that, but I had watched those changes over those months. I watched my son gaining muscle mass. I watched his shoulders level out, and of course his pain go away, and all of that. So I knew things were improving, but to hear that from the doctor was phenomenal. And so fast forward, our son today is 27. He is a strapping young man. He was a firefighter for a few years in his early 20s, and loved it, just loved, serving the community in that capacity. But he has gone on now to get married, and they have 2 little boys of their own, and they lived in Alaska for 5 years, and just recently moved back to our area here in Northwest Arkansas. And so we are so excited to have them close by, and even more excited now that he can, he takes Relive for prevention for long term. So, yeah, if that would have been the only story, that had come from our decision to join Relive, that would have been enough. We've all seen amazing things, and I've just had so much fun. It's been a tremendous blessing to have something like this that I can share with other people over these years. And I've been privileged to help people all over the country with these products and with this opportunity, and just walk alongside them to help them get whatever results or reach whatever goals they may have in their lives. And I've been privileged to earn as much as $5,700 in 1 month, and I love that every dollar that I earn through Relive is wrapped around lives that are being changed and finding answers. So that's a bit of our story with Relive.
That's neat, and I think it says a lot about the product that your son is still taking it after all these years. That, to me, is one of the most impressive parts.
Yes, and he made sure his wife had it too for both of those pregnancies as a prenatal, and so yes, it does. It speaks volumes.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for sharing with us, Glenda. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Glenda.
Mm-hmm.
So, Sherry, as we wrap things up here, Glenda talked a little bit about some income opportunity. I know right now people are, like I said earlier, scared. They're freaking out. They're wondering, if they're going to be able to go back to their jobs and if their jobs will still be there. Obviously, Relive is still going to be there. And so tell me a little bit about the income opportunity.
Thank you so much for asking about that because just like our products, we have this set up for people who have a heart to help others. So really, anybody from any walk of life or background or educational level, for ordinary people to earn extraordinary income. But yes, people are looking for a way to, maybe if they need more income, maybe they need more time freedom. Some people have enough money, but they don't have time to do the things that are important to them.
Mm-hmm.
So we do not go out and recruit. As a matter of fact, we're very, like Glenda said, we have a quality of people who really care about helping others. We introduce people, we invite them to take a look at the company and see if this is something that they enjoy. Some people, love being able to share with others and help them because they know they've got something to help them and they get their products paid for. Other people want to do this, part-time around their jobs and families. We have a lot of moms that stay home and work from home if that's what they want. But you can earn incredible part-time or full-time income. And so I just encourage people, to get in touch. We can connect you, answer your questions. My very first month with Relive, I was working full-time. I just carved out some part-time hours just to invite other people to see what I was seeing for themselves. And that very first month, Relive sent me a check for $1,000.
Oh, wow.
And that really blew me away.
Yeah.
And, I've seen people, earn incredible monthly incomes. I've got friends that make, $10,000 to $15,000 a month. But Relive it's just there to help you with whatever it is. And it may not be something, that people want to get engaged with. Maybe people just want to learn more about the products because they need answers for their family. And I'm very passionate about helping families with children. And of course, our veterans and first responders, they have some special needs because of the things they've been exposed to.
Right.
And the stressors in their life. So the impact is really life-changing, and people just have to see it for themselves and see what they want. But we're here to help them with whatever it is that people desire. But I just encourage everybody to see a bigger picture because the impact is far beyond what we understand.
And if you're a firefighter that's been exposed to chemicals, if you're a veteran who was exposed to burn pits, or if you have some TBI, some traumatic brain injury from being in the military, from being hurt when you're on the job fighting fires, Relive is a great supplement to help minimize inflammation. And when you really study out illness is caused by too low of a pH. We tend to eat a lot of junk food, processed food, drink soda, and that lowers our body's pH, which kind of turns us into a petri dish for disease. And you also learn that keeping inflammation down is key to having mobility in your back and your joints, keeping away carpal tunnel syndrome, things like, do you turn your head to the right or left and hear a little noise? That's inflammation. Yes, it's great to go to a chiropractor, but like I've been to a chiropractor and, after a while, if you keep eating junk and you don't control the inflammation, you're going to get that sounding back again. Go back to the chiropractor, get it taken care of. But Relive will help keep that inflammation down. So it's an adjunct to other care. I mean, you could, take your Relive and eat pizza and tacos the rest of the day. But when you invest in Relive, it causes you to have a different perspective, and then you want to start eating healthier. And you've got motivation because you're invested now. You've got skin in the game, so to speak.
Well, Kim, if I could say too, you brought up some great points. That this whole community of support and the education is vital, and then people start
Right.
seeing like, wow. And I could say too, we have a whole market in questions, and especially in the veteran community and first responders with post-traumatic stress and things like that. People are wondering about CBD.
Yes.
Relive is always staying on top of the research, and they're coming out with some incredible things. They release their hemp extract line about 9 months ago, and more recently, a product that they put together with the CBD for sleep that includes melatonin and L-tryptophan, because we have such a problem with sleep for people in our world. And so there's so much more on that line, and I know there's a lot younger people too that are getting involved with Relive to go out and help others with CBD, because the market is in demand and it's going to be growing exponentially in the next 2 years.
There's some bad CBD oil out there, some CBD oil that really doesn't do anything. And, money is really important. And if you're going to put the money out, you might as well get a good, thorough CBD oil. And trust me, when you get a good one, you can feel the results within a couple of hours. You can feel the inflammation go down. You can start feeling better. It's amazing. I've taken bad CBD oil that, okay, what's the point? And then when I got a hold of a good CBD oil, it was like, oh my gosh, I can really feel this working. So,
well, you do need to know where, you need to know the science behind it.
Right.
You need to know the researchers and the company. There's a lot of companies popping up that came out just to make some money, and they're going to go.
Right.
But there's not only the quality of CBD, or if it's even in there, but you got to worry about how it's processed.
Right.
There could be bad things in there for you. And Relive offers a certificate of analysis on all of their hemp batches every time, verified by a third party that it's pure and what they say is in there is in there. Relive does everything, above top notch, and they also offer money back guarantees on all of their products. So we're here to help people. We're here to help people and take the risk out of it. But like I said, the education piece is so huge. Don't go and buy your nutrition or CBD from gas stations and online where you don't really know.
Right. You don't know what you're getting. Buy it from a reputable seller such as Relive. Okay, Sherry, you have shared a lot of fantastic information, and I really appreciate it. If somebody's interested in either taking Relive or taking it and selling it, how can they get a hold of you?
Yeah, and you know what? They may not even know if they're interested in doing that, but maybe they just want to learn more, and that's what we encourage people to do. But you can reach me at my website, which you mentioned. It's Your Abundant Life, all one word, no spaces, .relive, RELIV.com, or please feel free to contact me on my cell number. I love being able to answer people's questions and point them in the right direction. And my number is 314-226-8172.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Kim, for the opportunity to share, and I pray that it will, touch somebody's life in a meaningful way today.
You're welcome, and thank you, Sherry. Thank you for taking the time to come on the radio show today, and I pray that this has been informative and encouraging for a lot of listeners out there. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kim.
And once again, Sherry's phone number is 314-226-8172, and she is at yourabundantlife.relive.com. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. I appreciate it. I will see you next week. And remember, keep reading the Bible. Keep thanking God for what He's doing in our nation. We will get through this coronavirus stuff, and we will come out on the other side. Things are going to look different on the other side. If you're lost and you don't know what to do, you're more than welcome to get in contact with me through my website. You can get in contact with Sherry through her website. And thank you for your time. And remember, you are not listening to this show by accident.
Hi, my name is Scott Owen, and I'm a retired veteran of the United States Air Force and the general manager of Ferguson, USA, HotTalkRadio.com. The mission of this internet broadcast station is to bring a positive view to Ferguson, St. Louis, and the surrounding areas. Amid the current health crisis, there are a lot of you that need to get your message out but have no vehicle with which to do that. In order to help our community, I am proud to offer broadcasting services for those who reach a wide audience from the St. Louis metro area. Church services, meetings that would normally have 50 people or more, and positive messages that need to be spread to many people are just examples of the possibilities. Until 1st of May 2020, I will offer the raw services, not including editing, for free to those who need them based on my time constraints. In the meantime, I will also broadcast any changes you make to business practices, i.e. change to the drive-through only for restaurants, closure, etc. on FergusonUSAHotTalkRadio.com to help others navigate your constantly changing environment. We will get through this. On behalf of the hosts and entire St. Louis area, let's keep our heads, stay clean, and get through this together. Thanks.